here with us now. Texas Governor, good to see you. God bless Texas. You had an accident at 26, and you were jogging, and you had a very severe injury. And yes, you are in a wheelchair. And I've gotten to know you. You're a personal friend of mine. I take it personally when friends of mine are attacked viciously for no reason. And there's no way in hell that this woman and her ex-post is going to convince me she meant anything other than what we all believe it to be. Your reaction?
Well, Sean, is another day and another disaster by the Democrats. The reality is they have no vision, no policy. They have nothing to sell but hate. And Americans are not buying it. It's one reason why Texas is going to remain red and why Republicans are going to continue to win elections across the country. The fact, Sean, is that Texas is actually in direct contrast to what she was talking about. Texas has ranked #1 for the most new jobs in America over the past month, #1 for the most new jobs over the past year and for several years. Texas ranks #1 for the most new economic development projects for 13 years in a row. CEOs who run businesses have ranked Texas the best state for doing business for 20 years in a row. And Texas is in the vanguard as it concerns the future of the United States, such as space exploration, such as artificial intelligence, such as semiconductors, as well as power generation. The bottom line is that Republican states like Texas are leading the way, and with comments like this by Democrats, we will just leave them in the dust in future elections.
And by the way, when the next census comes, Texas, I'm sure, will pick up a lot of extra congressional districts, which would be great for Republicans. Let me ask you, I love the idea of abolishing the Department of Education because I believe governors like you, my governor, Ron DeSantis, and others are better able to distribute the funding in a way that'll be more effective. As the president continues to point out, we spend more per capita per student on education than any other industrialized country and come in about 40th, 37 to 40, depending on what you're looking at in what given year. So it is institutional failure. How will this change things for parents that want their kids to learn reading, writing, math, science, history, and computers?
Well, for one, getting rid of the Department of Education like President Trump is doing will ensure that we are able to provide dollars more directly to what is needed most to achieve our education goals in the state of Texas. Sean, in addition to that, however, is the fact that the Department of Education has increasingly been used to impose ideology at the state level. You'll remember that it was the Biden administration that interpreted Title IX to include men who identify as women. And states like Texas had to fight back against that. We were spending money fighting back against the woke policies of the Biden administration as opposed to devoting those resources to the classroom, which is where they are needed.
Let's talk about immigration. We have Tom Homan coming up here in a minute. But you were on the front lines of this immigration lie, that the border is secure and the border is closed. And every day we show images on this program of the exact opposite happening. We'd have people like you and Senator Cruz and others on the program, and you were in the midst of all of this, right in the middle of it. I went down to Texas with Donald Trump, and we were in the Rio Grande area. And it was obvious what a disaster it was. How have things changed? What can you report back to us about Donald Trump being in office the short time he's been back?
2 words, sudden change. That's what President Trump delivered. He promised he would secure the border, and in fact, he's done that. Remember the place that you and I and President Trump were at for the interview that you conducted?
Eagles Pass.
That's the place that Joe Biden was, Eagle Pass, Texas, a place where Joe Biden was allowing thousands of people to cross a day and then let them loose in the United States. Today, there's no one crossing at the area. Last month in February, the United States set an all-time record low for the number of people who cross the border illegally. There's hardly anybody crossing our border. And so once again, we have President Trump living up to his promise to secure the border on day one.
Yeah. It might be the greatest political jiu-jitsu move of all time, what you did and then Governor DeSantis did, and that is take the illegal immigrants in your state and fly them to sanctuary cities and states, a stroke of genius, and they had no idea how to deal with it. They kept saying, come to our city, we welcome you. You said, okay, you sent them up there, and then they got angry that you sent them. Governor, great to see you. We appreciate you being with us. Thank you.